Good morning, folks. Live stream offline. Good day, guys. Hey, Pac-Man. What's up, Camel? Hey, Neil K. Neilk? Is that right, Neilk? Am I supposed to say Neilk instead of Neil K? Is that what the apostrophe means? Neilk. I don't know. I don't get it. Hey, Neil 9000. Sometimes Twitch does autoplay. Hey, Ali. What is this now? Hey, EA. Yes, that is correct. Neilk. Okay. I should just call you John. Coptane. Some news. I don't know. No big news. We are going to be releasing, I hope, on Friday. Maybe that's some news. Hey, Andre. Charco. It's a made-up name after all. Hey, Dave. Quad. John can work too. Internet fixed. It is fixed. So basically, Comcast came out to my house yesterday. Finally, they didn't ever arrive early, but they did arrive on time at the original time, and we got. I had the guy here. He was checking all the wires. Apparently, something got to the wire, and the wire broke right outside my house. So that was the issue. Yeah, his name is Klein. Exactly. John Klein. Probably shouldn't be telling everyone your name, maybe. But you already did, whatever. Good morning, Retro. Camel, I'm not sure if I want to click that video, dude. Hey, Pure Luck. Well, good morning, everybody. This is weird. It says I've only got 9 people watching, but I think I've had more than 9 people commenting. So that's obviously not right. Thank you, Chris. I miss you too. Says here sometimes the goat tries to chew the internet wire. That's pretty funny. Twitch says 9. Okay. 13 on YouTube. It's not adding them together for some reason. That's weird. Whatever. Not that it matters. As long as you guys are here, I'm happy. Andre, you know what's funny? I like when people use their real names. I have to admit, because then I'm not trying to pronounce like Neilk. It's actually straightforward for me to say Andre instead of Neilk. So Charco's pretty easy though. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. So it's going to be a fairly laid-back stream today, I think. Honestly, I don't have plans that are going to necessarily fill 3 hours. But you know, it works pretty well when that happens, because then we can just do random things and fix things up. I don't want to do anything too major though, because I'm planning on putting out the official release this week. I need to get everything prepped, basically. I mean, you see my to-do list in front of me, although some of that stuff's already been done, and some of it I won't be tackling before the official release. But I need to get translators in the About menu. I want to get a .NET 3.5 plugin project going for Chris. What's his screen name? I know his actual name, but I don't know his screen name. But anyways, I can't even remember. See, real names. I like real names, guys, more than screen names, which is why I use a real name for my own. But anyways, he's the guy that did the awesome VR stuff. So I'm excited to get back to him on that, so he can continue that stuff. Camel, you know I would never post anything here inappropriate. Oh, I know that so well, Camel. I know that so well. A lot of people just call me Neil, including me. That's what I've always called you. Cat. Because of Jason and his helicopter impersonation. So that is what you're sending me. I get it. I get it. Thank you. You made a post with a configuration that should allow for better binding version redirects. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely want to check that out, Neil. I haven't seen that yet. Ruined. I don't know if .NET 3.5 bindings would help him anyway. I think he needs a coproc. Why would he need a coproc? I don't even know what a coproc is, honestly. My name is Pierre-Luc. Go on. You're right, Pierre-Luc. You're the only one here who has an easier name, an easier screen name than an actual name. No, probably not the only one. Huge misstep. Hey Sid. Hey Matic. I have seen your message, Matic. I haven't read it in detail yet though. But that's exciting. I hope that's true. I mean, I really hope that's true. I hope it's all solved because that would like make my year. Hey Chris. There's Chris, everybody. Chris, what's your screen name, man? I can't remember your screen name. We do have two Neils. Neil Kwan. Neil, yeah, because of the one. He's trying to interface between a VR program and Big Box as two separate programs talking to each other. Well, but the thing is, if oh yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, but I think he's trying to. I don't know. We'll have to. Yeah, Chris. You and me and Neilk over here, Neilk, should figure out exactly how we're gonna do this on the stream. Izilza baby, that your screen name is impossible for me. It really is. But good morning. Thank you, Echo Shard. And Wood made fun of me for wondering whether it was Echo Shard 1 or Echo's Hard 1 in the video. That's awesome, Matic. Thank you. You just need database access. Database access, what do you mean by that? You need access to the games database? Or to the local collection, basically. Need to get the paths to the file name. Sure, of course. So, but you need to do it from, you need to do it from a different application, which dude, it's easy. Izelza baby. Izilza baby. Dave, I don't think I have yet. No, but we can do that on the stream, actually. We might as well. Need access to the local collection, of course. And to know which game is selected in Big Box. Yeah, and so basically that's plugin stuff. But Neilk makes a good point, and that is that well, the thing is it's not that easy just to parse the XMLs because we need to know what's active currently. But it is a separate process, and so that is a good point. So what we're going to need is some sort of server somehow or other that is going to post that to another process. So that is a really, really good point, and I hadn't thought about that. So knowing that, what we need is a plugin that is going to post this stuff to another process. So thinking about it that way, the .NET 3.5 thing actually isn't what we need, most likely. I need a plugin that shares data with your VR program, exactly. Let's pray. Let's. Yes, I will. And honestly, guys, I have not read the news about Manchester in detail. I've only heard it secondhand, so forgive me on that. Um, it's sad, though. I know that. But yes, we will definitely pray for everybody affected by the Manchester incident. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. We just need a simple UDP plugin. Any other prayer requests before we dive in and pray and all that stuff? Yeah. Pretty sad. All right, guys. Well, let's pray. Lord, we want to pray for everybody who has been affected by this awful incident that happened in Manchester. We pray for everybody's families. We pray for everybody who's injured, and then everybody who's missing family members as a result of this awful incident. Lord, I pray that you would help to heal hearts, that you would help to heal injuries, that you would just be with everyone over there who has experienced loss, and pray that you would be with our world, Lord. I pray that you would help us know how to do the right thing, and help all of us to just help prevent incidents like this. I pray that you would help us all to promote peace so that we don't have more of these types of situations. And Lord, I pray for the leadership of this country, and I pray for the leadership around the world. I pray that you would help everyone to make wise decisions instead of poor decisions like this. I pray that this doesn't escalate and that we don't get into a major disgusting war or anything awful like that, Lord. But again, be with everybody involved in this awful incident. And I pray that you would just support them in this, and be with us in this stream today, and help us to just support each other and have fun with each other, and help me to be productive and make good coding decisions and good decisions all around. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, yeah, Neil, man, if you would be willing to make a UDP plugin of some sort, that would be amazing. Because basically that's what we need. We need something that provides game details to another application based on what's selected ultimately. Yeah, that's what everybody has been saying. Oh, and it's hard. I mean, of course it's a terrorist attack. I mean, who knows who or what the bomber was associated with? I mean, that's all up in the air. But whether it was just a single random guy or it was some big organization like ISIS, it's a terrorist attack either way, you know? There's no getting around that. But honestly, I don't know how much that really matters. It's just really sad and disgusting. And I don't really want to get into the politics of it, but I'm praying that this just doesn't spin out into some big, disgusting, all-out brawl. You know, that wouldn't be good. So, Sid and Matic. I don't. I need to test that, Matic. I'll test it. But I'm sure Sid is onto something there. It's a really complicated problem. That's the thing. And it's. I mean, there's a million different situations. And so I'm guessing that some of them are fixed, but probably not all of them, maybe. So we'll look at that. Implications for other programs taking data from Big Box, yeah. Yep. Lots of cool things you could do with that. And I think, yeah, I mean, that's huge. Heck, I could build that on the stream today. I really could. We could build some sort of server. But honestly, that's not my area of expertise. So I would need to do a lot of research to pull that off because I've never done that before, believe it or not. I haven't done a whole lot of network code. Amen, brother. We need to come together as a world regardless of politics. Thank you. Yes. Some sort of plugin that would not be exclusive. Sure. Yeah, well, you're the right guy to do that, Neil. Neil, you really are. Honestly, and if you can do that for us, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'd be very, very, very appreciative of that. Let's not get into politics too much, guys. You know, honestly, I don't wanna. It's a subject that gets me all, I don't know, depressed. So to change the subject, I do have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into that. This is going to be a preview of a new demo video. We have, for example, if you go to our homepage, we have this down here, and it's basically been just one theme for a long time. And so what I wanted to do is create a neat demo video of sorts that shows off a bunch of different themes, a bunch of the stuff that Big Box will do, and all that stuff. And so that's what we've been working on. And we have we have something put together. It's still a little bit of a work in progress, but it's really close. And I'm excited to show it off to you guys. It's been a combined effort between me and Wood, so I'm pretty excited about it. So let me play that for you guys. And you guys tell me what you think.
Initializing Big Box.
So there you have it. Let me catch up on some comments here and try and ignore the ones that are unrelated. Nice, Phil. So, Phil, well, we'll come back to that. How's the weather? Thank you, Pac-Man. Thank you, EA. Yeah, it's something like 2 minutes. The length of the song. Yeah, yeah, I kind of like that. What we want to do at the end though is we want to put some kind of an end frame because so that people know what it is in case they don't know. Thank you guys. Sniffles, thank you. Add some LaunchBox into it. Yeah, it's kind of a big box thing though. But you're right, we do need more focus on LaunchBox itself, probably. Hey, Romage. Caleb, if we make a plugin, are you alright with asking people for donations for support? Yeah, no problem. As I've stated in previous streams, if you want to make a paid plugin even, I've got no problem with that. That's fine. People deserve compensation for their work if that's what they're going for. So, no worries. Bunch of repeating footage. Yeah, we of course have repeating footage in there. Although we have, repeating themes. Is it really repeating footage or is it just repeating themes? Yeah, it's just a collage basically. $226. What's a $226? It's not a startup video though. It's a demo. There you go, Neil. Why not? Set up a... Oh, man, don't use PayPal. That's what everybody uses, though. Everybody's got to use PayPal. You got to love PayPal. Oh, that's the length of your video. Gotcha. That's not a bad idea, Matic. I kind of like that. We could edit that up and do a pretty cool startup video. Hey, Philip. How you doing? Start off with a big box logo and put some text in there. Yeah, we were thinking about doing that at the end, Chris. Creating a circular path carousel, something that can be done via a theme, or would that need to be hard-coded? Actually, I don't think that could be done via a theme without coding your own plugin. But now that we have the plugin stuff, you could code your own, but you would have to do a little bit of development to get that to happen. PayPal is indeed criminal. They're just scum of the earth. And they're a business, so I got no problem saying that. I'm not calling anybody in particular scum of the earth. I'm calling a business scum of the earth, because that's what they are. Literally stole about $2,000 from you? Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's what they do to people. That's why they are scum of the earth. Some may not watch until the end. Sure. Yeah, I can see that. Good point. Yeah, it's good for buyers until, I don't know. I guess, yeah, PayPal is safe for buyers. Just, explain why you need big box in the first 10-15 seconds. Is downloading metadata from... That's a good question. Quad, is downloading metadata from Wikipedia really needed anymore now that the LaunchBox database is a lot bigger now? My personal opinion is no. And it doesn't work well, and I would like to get rid of it, the Wikipedia stuff, to be completely honest with you. However, I know if I do, people are going to be angry. So I'm probably not going to do that. Hey, bad vibes. 5 seconds. That's a pretty good startup time. Yeah, I'm sure there is stuff that exists on Wikipedia that isn't in the DB. The problem is that Wikipedia, because it's not made to be like a games library and it's just like text, um, it's just not a good source. That's the biggest issue. And it's not that the data on Wikipedia is wrong, because it's not. It's good data. But it's just not a good source because of the way it's structured. It's just not what Wikipedia is really meant for. And so that's kind of tricky. Yeah, it's not always correct because it's all community run, but so is our database. So, speaking of though, speaking of the games database, this is a big deal. Vlansix has been working his butt off to fix some things up on this site, and you guys know Vlansix, Alex. He's amazing. He's finally doing a whole bunch of stuff I've been meaning to do for ages. Really, really happy to see it. The moderation stuff is a million times faster now. Uh, so basically, for example, you saw how quickly that page loaded. So this is replacing an old image with a new image, and it's smaller, so that's tricky. I don't know about this change. I would use the old image. I wouldn't use the new one, so I'm going to reject it. New image is much smaller than the old image and not really that much higher in quality. So I'm going to reject this change. But you see how quickly you get another thing coming up? It's super, super fast. So that's really, really awesome because the thing is, before it was really, really slow, and we had some issues coming up, some errors coming up. But anyways, Alex is doing an amazing job getting this really up to par. And that combined with Scott, his new submit to the games database plugin, it really has me excited because I really think we're going to be able to get some awesome stuff going here. I want to demo that for you guys at some point while we're on this stream as well. Why was it so slow? Because I coded it, Neil. That's why it was so slow, because I coded it. But you do not index your tables? No, it wasn't that. The thing is, it is a fairly complicated system because remember that we have to every single change has to go through several different moderations, and we got to check to make sure that everything gets approved properly. So it's not exactly straightforward. Hey, Slash Guns. Silver Child, of course you are, man. Welcome. Bugs today. What bugs are you thinking of? So sort title get a fix. My games like The Witcher 3 is under T and not W. Sure. That's not a bug. That's a change. I know that people want options on that though. The thing is, everybody wants something different, so we got to come up with some different options in order to solve that one. Hey Deck, saw a video about LaunchBox and the person started talking about RetroArch. But if I'm using LaunchBox, why would I use RetroArch? RetroArch is an emulator, a combined emulator. So basically, you would use RetroArch to play the games. The ones that itch, the bugs that itch. You think that's complicated? I could walk you through an API I wrote for work that has out-of-band task chewers with bifurcated subtask queues and a deferred task item catch-up logic system. Congratulations, Neil. We need to get on the pull stuff, though. We need to spend a bunch of time, maybe a whole release on nothing but bugs. When we get the pull stuff through, sure, of course. We don't have that many terrible bugs, though, guys. Tell me, what's a bug that needs that fixed? I need to. I mean, I definitely need to look at stuff, but Windows DPI settings need fixing. You talking in Big Box or LaunchBox? I assume you mean Big Box. Some streamlining of the features that you have that need some more love. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Windows 10 update that caused some problems. The one that does not download the images from the database that you uploaded yourself. That one is puzzling me because I still have not been able to replicate any missing image issues. But yeah, that's a hard one. No, LaunchBox is not back to sorting by V and A. See, that's the thing, Omen. The problem is everybody wants something different. And so what I want is to ignore V and A, and what a lot of people want is to ignore the and A, and that's what it is right now. But some people just hate that, and they want V and A in the sorting. So I have to come up with some custom options to allow you to switch back and forth. So that's on my plate. But honestly, that's, to be completely honest with you guys, that's not a very high priority right now. Said I would fix what, Camel? Sorry. Awesome. Thank you, Hermes. I'm glad to hear that. Why not create a category for PC Engine and PC Engine CD, the TurboGrafx 16 Japanese version? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know enough about those platforms to make that decision right now. Although, talk to Alex. Talk to Vlansix on the forums. Because he's the one managing that stuff right now. It is as simple as using the sort title. If that's how you want to do it, you can use the sort title, yep. Although, it might be tricky with the and the and stuff. I'm not sure. And it would require some custom work. Has anything been done that would help the game names in LaunchBox resolve to the games in the database? I've come across various game names that won't resolve to entries in the database when searching for them in LaunchBox. No, and that's still on my plate, and I'm going to come back to that probably in the next version when I do the alternate titles thing. I need examples, though. That's the biggest thing there. Well, if I did that, Neil, then we would have to basically change up the sort process again. Yeah, Philip. Unfortunately, we have been seeing some driver issues after the Windows 10 update. Any chance you could make editing the folder locations for images slightly easier to change? You can only have to copy and paste into every single field. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm with you there. So yes, we'll get there. Probably not today, but we'll get there. Moby Game Scraper plugin. The reason why that hasn't been done probably is because I've discouraged it, because I know Moby does not want that to be done. So Moby officially does not want us to create a scraper plugin. They just don't want that. Hey, that man. What are some future plans for LaunchBox? You guys are my future plans. I don't know. You tell me. We're working on stuff in the poll right now, and then we'll put out another poll when that stuff is done. Multi-disc ordering, sure. I can see that. I've seen that. I mean, actually, I've had trouble replicating it, but I have seen it before. Windows platform into eras. Exactly, Camel. I can't. If the community builds a Moby Games plugin, I can't stop it. Which is, you know, what can I do? I mean, I can take it down from the forums, but I'm only going to do that if I'm asked to. You know what I mean? You have to be careful with scraping data and copyrights. Well, and the funny thing about all that stuff is all this stuff is copyrighted. It really is, and none of it is copyrighted by any particular site. It's copyrighted by the games. I'm going through N64 images and trying to make super good images for every game. Will there be an easy way to upload them to the games database once you're finished? So I still have in my plans a way to make a batch uploader. That doesn't exist yet still. And actually, Alex might be tackling that soon. I'm not quite sure. Silverchild about Moby. The API. The issue is the API isn't free. Silverchild. That's the reason why they don't want somebody building a scraper. And a scraper is very different than the API. A scraper just steals stuff from the website. If somebody wanted to build a plugin to work directly with their API, I'd be super happy about that. But it's not free. And I've been in talks with them trying to get access to that data, but I haven't heard from them in a long time. So. Sniffles, if you can just PM me or just mention me in a post, whatever you want to do on the forums. That's a long discussion, Silverchild, and actually we've been through that whole discussion in previous streams. Don't really want to get into that too much, but it has to do with again, just the fact that the API isn't free. So. Could you make it so we can move the image cache folder so we can maybe create a separate partition for it or move it to a different location? Yeah, I've thought about that. That's definitely something we need to do. I agree. Probably not going to get that done today, but yes. Sure. So, let's get into something here. We got to do something instead of just talking all day. Hotkeys to the items under the tools menu. Not any more than what's already there, if there is any. Unfortunately, no, not currently. McTurbo, that is a good point, and I appreciate that. I think we should focus our efforts on uploading stuff to the LaunchBox database rather than scraping others. And I'm with you there, I agree. Yeah, that's what I would love to see the most. And so that's why I'm so excited about Scott's plugin to get things uploaded. Speaking of that, why don't we take a look at that? Okay, so I'm not sure if I have the plugin installed right now, but we're going to find out. I do. So the latest version of Underwood NC is his screen name. Scott is Underwood NC, and he has this Add to Games Database plugin. Wait till you guys see this. It's amazing, okay? So I'm going to start up LaunchBox, and we're going to find a game that I have data for in my collection that doesn't yet exist on the database. Maybe check for a Windows game. I'm not sure. These are Windows games that don't have a database ID, except I need something with images. It might be kind of hard to find something. Yeah, I'm not sure. So these are ones that don't have, sure, so 3D Golf apparently isn't on the database. Or it is. This says add new images, add game, 3D Glooper. So it adds this item down here, so you can select this and watch what happens when I click add game to LaunchBox Games Database. It loads up Chrome and just magically adds everything. Uploads everything, adds everything. Thank you, the game has been submitted. You're done. Now, what's even better about this plugin is basically he's using like Chrome automated test software, and supposedly it works with Firefox too, but I haven't tested it with Firefox. But the amazing thing is, like, if the game exists, it will actually tell you that, and let you choose whether to continue anyways or not. And if I mean, it just handles every single situation perfectly. So it's going to yell at you if the game already exists just on the website, like everything else. And it works. It's really, really sweet. So guys, use it, please, because that is going to be a huge win. Let's try it one more time. Let's see what else is here. It is one at a time right now, but I am considering, Scott and I are considering the possibility to allow it in bulk. But of course, if we allow it in bulk, then there's the risk of not having enough moderator coverage. There's the risk of having bad data in there, stuff like that. So I'm not 100% on doing allowing it in bulk. But so this is 4th in inches, whatever that is. And this says add new images, which means supposedly it exists on the database and it was actually found, which is really neat. Even though it's not in my collection, apparently the plugin is finding it. So if I search for metadata, yeah, I'll download the updated package. It's fine. Yeah, so apparently it does exist on the database, but when I imported it didn't, is basically what that means. So it's doing the right thing there. If we find, so it basically, I mean, it knows what already exists on the database, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. It's pretty awesome. So this is 3D Tunnel. We'll add this to the games database. There it goes. It's uploading images and everything. And then if we go to the games database, if I could do this, and then we go to my changes status, you'll see that it added the images for this game. It added the name, the platform, the fact that it's not cooperative. I mean, obviously these games didn't have a whole lot of data in my local collection, but it would add every piece of data that it has. And I've added some other DOS games as well. And a lot of them have gone through as accepted already. Just since yesterday when I added them, they've all been through the moderation process. They've been approved by 3 people, not rejected by anybody. That's a good sign, you know. And yeah, it's working well, guys. I'm really, really, really happy with it. So use it, please, because it'll be a good way to get everybody all hooked up. That sucks, Matic. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, pizza. Rest in pieces. Fill in all the games. Yeah, go grab it, guys. Please, go grab the plugin and use it. Does it just send inputs? It uses automated Chrome testing software. So basically, it's not just sending key presses and all that stuff. It's automating. It's using a Chrome plugin to automate things properly. So I'm sure it's not, there's ways to break it probably. But yeah, that's the thing. There's so many DOS games and so much to update, Chris. The dummy browser uses default browser. Let's just select what browser to use. I'm not sure, Neil. You'd have to check. Rest in peace, database moderators. Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna do the whole bulk thing. We probably can't, honestly, unless we come up with a better mechanism or an easier mechanism for moderation. But the moment we do that, then all of a sudden, the data quality goes down. So I'm not sold on that. Slip Systems Kodi plugin, has it been covered? I don't know. I haven't done any official coverage on it, but it's mainly for other platforms, so that might be tricky for me. Yeah, we have had some issue with people uploading unfortunate games, porn games. And honestly, frankly, guys, and I'm gonna get my way on it. I don't want porn games in our database at all. Okay, I just don't. So, and I know that pisses a lot of people off, but I just don't care. So at some point, fair warning. I hope there's not much up there or nothing up there at all. But at some point, I'm gonna go through and just end up deleting all that crap. So just don't bother. Don't upload it. Hey, Scott. Yeah, you did. You did. We're going over your plugin right now. Or we've been going over your plugin, actually. Which is amazing, by the way. Have I considered adding videos to the database? Yeah, we've been through that quite a bit. And we already host videos, okay? We host the theme videos primarily. Emu Movies does a great job with that. And right now, I'm just not wanting to do that. I don't want to compete with them. I don't want to have to like drown in bandwidth woes, and all that stuff. So I'm happy where we're at right now with that. Camel, what are the chances of having Steam broken off into its own platform separated from Windows? Honestly, 0. To me, Steam is not a platform. The operating system is the platform, or the console is the platform. So that's just my personal opinion. It's why we instead of having separate platforms for all the various arcade things, we use playlists. So my recommendation would be to use a playlist for Steam stuff. We'll use Firefox if it's your default browser. Otherwise, it will try Chrome. That makes sense. You can upload the games, just not uncensored screenshots. Yes, that's the way it's currently working. However, honestly, I don't even want that. I don't want the porn games up there. I don't. I've made that decision. And people are going to be pissed off when I say that. I just don't care. Don't want them up there. Your Kodi add-on will work on Windows. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to test it out at some point. Honestly, I don't have Kodi installed right now, but yeah, agreed. It's very cool. I've looked. I've seen videos and screenshots of it. I just haven't played with it myself. What are my plans after I'm done with plugins? The poll. We're back to the poll, and I need to refresh myself on what's left. But that is ultimately, if you go look at the poll, well, we can take a look at that right now. Why not? SurveyMonkey. Analyze. So, LaunchBox Games Database obviously will continue to be a focus. I need to do things like get alternate titles working. In LaunchBox, I need to do things like create a batch uploader for people with guaranteed good art. They should be able to hand that over to us, hand that over to someone, and have them batch upload them. So we need to do that. Beyond that, I'm not exactly sure exactly what's coming up next for the games database, but that is going to continue to be a focus. And then we have the duplicate image prevention actually made it into this release, so number 2 is done. Big box plugin support, number 3 is done. That's making it into this release as well. Background updates is done, so that's making it into this release. I mean, we've focused pretty heavily on these top features, so I'm pretty pleased about that. We've got the top, really, the only one that isn't done is the games database, but that's because it's more ongoing. But these 3 are all done for this release. Retro Achievements is the next one, so that's exciting. So we might end up focusing on that one for the next version. Big Box Wall View, a new view for Big Box that looks a little bit more like LaunchBox. RetroArch NetPlay, different themes for each. I think that's platform. And then the PDF reader. Community star ratings. So this is, and then Big Box startup video improvements. That's probably where we'll draw the line before we create another poll. But these are all the upcoming things that I have planned. We've been just starting basically at the top and working our way down for the most part. That is different regional names for cloned ROMs. That's basically the alternate titles thing I just talked about. Yeah, ultimately, well, basically, it's not going to be that official, Foxy, about submitting a proposal. It's ultimately what it's going to be is somebody sends me, a package of images, and one of us will look at it, see if it's significantly better than what's already there, see if it's consistent, see if it's good, and we'll batch upload them. We also want to make sure that they weren't stolen from a particular site, that kind of thing. Would it be possible for more front ends to team together on the database and have it as a central standalone entity? Absolutely. And I'd love to see that, but it's been hard to pull something like that off. I know there have been a couple requests for other front ends to use the LaunchBox Games database, and I have given them everything they've needed, but I haven't followed up with them to see if that ever happened. They might already be using it for all I know. Actually, Game End, I know, was interested in doing that. They're the open source one that's trying to basically do what we're doing. But I don't know. We haven't heard from them in a long time, and I know they just shut down their forums, so I'm not sure how well they're progressing. Yeah, honestly, Philip, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to host that stuff. I'm just not interested in doing it, and I'd rather keep it clean. I'd just rather keep it 100% clean. Wouldn't including adult games allow for parental controls? We can have parental controls without porn. I mean, seriously. There's a whole lot more to parental controls than porn. Thinking about starting a big box plugin tonight. Is there a way through the API to grab the current theme or a list of all installed themes? There isn't probably right now. I'll probably need to add that for you, Scott, but I can certainly do that. LaunchBox is too aggressive with name matching. Yeah, probably. I look 8-bit. Sorry. That's funny. Is Leisure Suit Larry considered porn? I don't know. That's a hard one. No, I'm going to say that's not. Although it basically is. Depends on which one. Is this video repeated again? I don't know what you're talking about, Silverchild. Technically, the database should use a fullness ratio guess to determine if strict or fuzzy name matching should be used, and Windows should have a fullness guess of 0%. Huh. Good thought, Neil, yeah. Are there any rules or guidelines for the quality of images one can upload? That's another thing we need to do is make some good guidelines. We have Brad's document, but we really should make an official page for it and overview it, and we take a look at everything and make sure that we are making all the right decisions there. The one thing that's difficult about guidelines is if there's only if no or any image is better than no image is I guess my point there, and so I never want to say never, because it's kind of like, well, for some games there's nothing available other than crappy images, so what do you do there? But yeah, I definitely, screenshots are one thing where they're easy to take, so yes, we should, and as far as I'm concerned, you want to make sure it's native resolution and yeah, all that stuff for sure. But because we took everything from the GamesDB.net with permission, by the way, not everything came over perfectly. Camel, man, I'm just gonna ignore you, brother. I'm sorry. You know, nothing is ever perfect. That's the truth. Silver Child, I'm not sure what you're getting at, but you're starting to troll again. When will it be launched? You talking about 7.10, Gene? I will admit there's a little bit of a difference between stuff from the 8-bit era and modern stuff. It's kind of silly. The old stuff is really pretty stupid and silly, but at the same time, it's not that important to me to keep that stuff in the database. So you guys can all leave now if you hate me, but frankly, I don't think we're gonna. I mean, and I know in the past I've been torn on it, but I'm not torn on it anymore. Craig. Thank you, Craig. Thank you very much. I lost my spot. Darn it. There it is. Can I quit the emu and return to big box using combo button shortcut? Yes, you can, Craig, but unfortunately you're going to need to look into the Xarcade documentation to make it happen. I have had to do that before, and honestly it's a pain in the butt, and Xarcade does a horrible job of that stuff, sadly, but there is a way to set that up. Unfortunately, LaunchBox won't do that automatically for you, though, currently. I recognize we need that, though. Don't get what a porn game is, though. It's a porn game to me is a game that has where the purpose is nudity. The purpose is porn. Okay, that is the purpose of the game. I recognize that there's nudity in games all over the place these days, and although I'm not thrilled about that, that is not gonna. I'm not gonna, guys. I'm not gonna break the database. All right, but if the purpose of a game is porn, I really don't want it in our database. Hey, Stifilus. Back to plugins. I'm all for that, guys. I really am. Code something or wear those shiny glasses. That's what you're here for. Thank you, Matic. I'm pissing some people off by reading through all these comments and talking about the same things over and over, guys. So maybe I should just skip the comments and move on and get something done, huh? Hey, Killtoy. We're having interesting discussions today. That's what's going on today. And I'm done talking about porn games, guys. Frankly. Let's move on. Yeah, Keltoy, I am sorry to hear about your grandfather. Very sorry, man. Gary, have I thought about having PC games on LaunchBox or Big Box? They already are, my friend. I've got a lot of PC games in mind, and you can do it relatively easily. All right, so moving on. We are on the top of my list. I need to add the list of translators to the About menu. And we were going to do the .NET 3.5 thing, but I think maybe that's going to be covered between Chris and Neilk. So, thank you, Scott. Have a good one. Oh, no. No, we won't be having a new poll after this release, guys. The poll, we got a lot more to tackle on this poll yet. I'm going to be tackling all this stuff yet. Retro achievements, big box wall view, retro net play, different themes for each platform, built-in PDF reader, community star readings, startup videos, all that stuff yet. So there's a lot to do yet. But anyways, let's get the translators into the About menu. Not the most fun thing to watch in the world, but definitely something I need to get done before the release. So I don't want to wait on this too much. But we're running out of room here, aren't we? How about weather and time in the corner of Big Box can be toggled off and on by the user? That's already available via a plugin, and then also via custom themes. But dock my wages. Yeah, Grilla made a time plugin. Easier way to download themes. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, doing that from within Big Box. Hey, Nikolaj. Big Box element plugins. Oh, yeah. Yep. RGB. That would be cool. I assume you mean like LED blinky stuff. All right. So how are we going to add the translators into... Obviously, I need a new tab. I mean, I can make it bigger. How big is this screen? 6. Wait a minute. 676. So yeah, we can make this bigger. It's not that big right now. So I guess that's what we'll have to do is just... Well, I mean, if we add another tab, it's going to scroll it. That's not the end of the world. Let's do that first. This isn't going to take too long. Let's add a new tab page. What is tab page 1? I didn't name it properly? I guess not. Producer's tab page. Not that that matters, but... We're going to add translators. Tab page. The text translators. I want to get this in here like now so that when I put out the beta today, it can be translated. The translators tab page can be translated by the translators. So we're at the location here is 1716. Paste it in here and set the location to 1716. And then we're going to change this text. Thank you to all LaunchBox translators for their work in translating LaunchBox to various locales. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the forums and pull up the list. Okay. Spanish. Clive Barker. Brazilian. Portuguese, if I can spell it right. A. Bostini. French. Watu. German. Opac. Italian. Duke Emu. Simplified Chinese. Cyan Jiang. Dutch. Bardock. And Arabic. Major KSA. There. Not the prettiest thing in the world. Wonder what we could do to make that a little bit better. Thank you to all LaunchBox translators for their work in translating LaunchBox to various locales. I would write a plugin manager that pulls from a database you host. Yeah, the one thing about, I don't know. That's not going to make it into this release, of course. And the thing is, if I do that, honestly, I'm gonna want it. The plugin manager thing is one thing I'm gonna want to do myself when we do that. And I've thought about adding it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it for 7.10 because we're kind of running out of time. Speaking of, guys, next week, and I know you guys aren't gonna want to hear this, but next week, unfortunately, on Monday and Wednesday, I won't be streaming. I am taking a trip to Colorado again, and actually it's not to look for a house this time. Kirsten is in Colorado, and I will be doing a bunch of training with her. We're moving her to more of a management role so that I am free to do more development stuff. And already she does a ton of stuff behind the scenes, and she's awesome at it. She does all the customer service stuff, and she just does a lot of management and organization stuff already. She writes the emails, all kinds of stuff. But we are going to be, I'm going to be training her up to do more stuff. And not that she needs a lot of training, because she doesn't. But from the technical side, there is quite a few things that I can still help her with and hand off to her. So, and my goal there is basically just to make me free for development, because that's what I love doing. That's what I want to keep doing. And every time I turn around, I've got another job to do that is non-development related. So next week, I have to spend, it's going to be fun, but I'm going to be in Colorado training up Kirsten on a bunch of different stuff Sunday through Wednesday. And I promise I will live stream with you guys later that week after I get back home. It's going to be, I'm not sure about Thursday or Friday, but I'll definitely live stream with you guys one of those days at least. So that is where we're at about next week, and I didn't want to forget about that. So FYI there. Museum mode, we can browse systems and games that are not in your ROM collection. Interesting. That's a good thought. Nicolaj? I say it wrong, don't I? Big Box front end already does a great job displaying the games. Museum mode, though, yeah, that would be neat. I sit still so you think the stream is frozen. Stack tabs are better, yeah. The problem is I'm gonna have to resize this form somehow or other. Because like the things are gonna get cut off down here if I stack them. So will it be an American to Canadian translator? Plug in with transfer all images and videos to new folder structure. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Translateception. There you go. Pirate translation. Yeah. LaunchBox, eh? Hard derby. Pig Latin. Yeah, the translators are indeed going to have to translate their own thanks message. That's the funny thing. Minecraft does have pirate as a language. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so we got this done. It's good enough. Actually, I don't know. Let's take a look at it. I'm not sure about restructuring things. The thing is, with anytime I change the size of stuff, I have to worry about it messing up in various different DPIs. So it's a pain in the butt. So I'm kind of hesitant to do that. But the about right now, the form isn't resizable. But yeah, that's not ideal either. I don't like that really. I guess if we make it bigger, we should be safe in theory. So let's just do that. There we go. That ought to do, and it's only 749, so it still fits in 800 by 600. So that's good enough. Religion thread, interesting. So that's done. As far as what else we got, the .NET 3.5 plugin project. I think, yeah, based on what we're discussing between Chris and Neil, I'm gonna take that off the list because I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. If Neil can build that server thing solution. Map plugin to key controller button. I wanted to get that in there, but I don't think I'm going to get that in there, Dave, unfortunately. So I need to go look at the forums and see what else people are requesting. The difference between CRC checks and cleanup images, I've already fixed. I already talked about that a little bit. The startup issue with caching playlists, I confirmed was fixed this morning with Android Nintendo, so thank goodness for that. And then some of this stuff, but I'm not sure if any of this is really that crucial, though. But honestly, the video thing with the video placement is something I should be looking at. Take it easy, Derek. Are the startup videos going to get any love before the next poll? Yes, that is the plan, K-Money, absolutely. That's like the very bottom thing I'm going to tackle from the poll currently. That's what's planned. So we got the biggest gap is right there. So the startup videos is what I'm going to be tackling next, I think. Or not next, but the last thing I'm going to be tackling before we do another poll. So it's going to be a while yet. But yes, that is definitely going to be tackled here. Awesome, Chris. Cool. So let me take a look at the forums here. Check out my... So this is... I probably shouldn't be showing everybody my PMs, but whatever. Vlansix and Scott. Vlansix, you guys know, is the guy working on the games database. Sure. So the issue is there's a chance that multiple people can submit the same game, which makes sense. That's a minor issue. Hi, Ian. Yeah. Um, I'm not quite sure. We're wrapping stuff up for the release, and honestly, we're trying to figure out. We're really close to a release here, guys. I really should be looking at bugs at this point, and that's about it. So probably just going to be focusing on bugs. But I'm just kind of, looking at stuff. I might actually end the stream here early, guys, to be honest, because I need to get everything out and ready to go. We're kind of in a limbo state for the moment. So I apologize that this has not been the most entertaining stream in the world, and we've been doing a lot of talking. But we're kind of the thing is, I'm about ready for a release. Don't want to do anything major because I don't want to risk anything for the release. So it's just kind of one of those limbo times. Show the plugins, yeah. I mean, we could do that some more. There's definitely more stuff to show, but I have actually done that a few times already. That's what I was doing earlier this morning with Scott's submit to the games database plugin. But I'm interested in Maddox's video alignment stuff here. Although I know Sid, it wasn't working for Sid. The problem is that things aren't always centered properly or centered the same between Windows Media Player and VLC. That's the main issue. So that's the problem, Martin, and it's tricky, really, really tricky. That's a good question. Have the plugins changed my plans with LaunchBox? It's been a good. It's been really, really awesome to see. It's been really, really awesome to see so many good plugins being made. But none of the things that are on the poll have been tackled via plugins or anything like that. So will it change my immediate plans? Not really. Not significantly. Although I'm really, really, ecstatic about all the new stuff that's being built. But so no, I don't think it's changed my long-term plans or anything like that, other than I'm just glad that things are progressing without waiting on me for every single thing. That's a really big win. But we're still going to focus on the polls. We're still going to build what the community wants, and we'll just keep working on stuff. But I guess Phobos, one of the questions I have is, in what ways are you curious if things have changed, I guess? Database plugin, yeah. Scott built a database submission plugin that automatically submits stuff to the games database, and it's amazing. Okay. Phil here. Phil's on the stream, I think. System events plugin. I've implemented on event raised and checked for system event types. Game starting. Oh, how do you get a reference to the iGame of the game that is starting? So basically, what you're going to do, Phil, if you're on the stream, I guess I can respond to you here. Oh, you are on the stream, so I'll just talk to you. I won't respond to your message. So basically, what you can do is you can implement both iSystem Events plugin and if we go, I'm going to take a look at what the name is here. There's also what is it? iBigBox theme element plugin? What am I thinking? On selection changed. So yeah, the tricky thing is this is what you need right here. This on selection changed. But again, that's only, I didn't think about it, but that's only big box. So and you're trying to build, yeah, so we need something that's going to return the selected game. And I'm not sure we have that. In plugin helper, you got state manager, but state manager isn't going to have that. The only thing we have right now that's going to do that for you is it's only going to work for big box, and you would have to inherit from iBigBox theme element plugin, but then it would require that to be on the screen, so that's not going to work either for you. Yeah, I got to add something for that. Honestly. There isn't a good way to do that, believe it or not. Yeah, and the other problem is, like, right now this is only going to work if the plugin is on the screen in Big Box. That's the only time it works. So this is a major issue, the fact that there's no way to just get the selected game right now. I didn't think about that. Is I was thinking that this could be used just for that always, but it can't. So we need a way to get the selected game. And that's pretty tricky. I'm not quite sure. We're going to have to add that. Really, it should be in the state manager. We should add, a way to get the current selected games is what we should do. So we might as well get that done. That's not going to break anything. So that's a good thing to tackle. So we should add game or iGame. Should I make it a property or should I make it a method? Get all selected games. I don't know, does that work? That'll work. Hey Vissy, we're working on another plugin thing here to add support for Phil's plugin. Speaking of, I need to remember what you're building here. Oh, the marquee HTTP server, which is neat. But this is the thing is with this is something that everybody's going to need sooner or later. So it's something I better get implemented. Gets an array of all of the currently selected games in LaunchBox or Big Box. And then the other thing is that we're going to need, because this is, if you're in Big Box, this is going to ultimately return null unless you're on the game. No, it won't. It will return the actual game you're on, whatever is selected. It's just only going to be one thing selected at a time in Big Box, which makes sense. So we'll implement that. And then I need to, yeah, we're going to have to like call it. So get all selected games. That's good enough for now. And now the actual state manager class is right now in here, which is the root LaunchBox project. So something is going to have to update this. So that's the other issue here is I'm going to need to add something to this to update it, but that's okay because this is the class that's in the other project. So we can add a property. I'm going to add public iGame selected games, and that will be set, and then I'm just going to return this dot selected games in that method, and we can update this property. That'll work. I mean, it's not the best way to do it ever, but you know, it'll do the job. So state manager, basically wherever we're doing that, and we're gonna have to add this for LaunchBox right now. In Big Box, it's already there. I just have to add that hook. So in Big Box, if we look at child view model base, actually that's in the WPF project, child view model base, we have this on plugin selection changed method, which basically gets called anytime any selection is changed in Big Box. And so I can do it here. This stuff is going to stay the same. That's what supports the other plugins. Tony, okay. What are you talking about, dude? How will you know this out when you back into a platform selection or main menu? Good question. But based on what's selected here, I get this method whenever anything changes. So what basically for Big Box, this is going to be, I'm just going to be looking at what game is and setting it to game every single time. That's it. And if it's null, it'll be null. So that's easy enough. Really, all I need to do, I don't need to do this in an invoke or anything. All I got to do is set, first off, if game equals null, then I'm going to set root.stateManager dot selected games equals null. Otherwise, root.stateManager dot selected games equals, what's the syntax for this? I never do this way. New iGame. I do it like this, don't I? Game. There it is. So that's it. It's that easy. And actually I can combine this, yeah. Might as well. So really, I think that's easy, and it's that easy for Big Box. However, LaunchBox, I have to dive in and figure that out yet. So So LaunchBox. Is there a way to know if the user is actively using LaunchBox or BigBox? I'm monitoring for system event types, game starting, and game exited, so I think that might be enough. Yeah, really all we can do is use focus to determine that. I don't have anything in there right now that like times out stuff when the user isn't currently playing a game. Yeah, that is going to be the closest thing that we got. I think. And it should do a good job. I mean, that's the same thing Big Box uses as far as like whether to play videos and stuff. So, should work. So, LaunchBox selection stuff. Actually, it's probably going to be pretty easy. I hope. It's all going to be in the main form, of course. We have it under O. So we have set no selected game state, set multiple selected game state. Okay, sure. Selected games change. Game change. This is where it is right here. So this is pretty simple. So easy as pie. And I think that'll handle both the list view and the regular box art view. So not difficult. Let's all we got to do is we have a list of games. Should just be as easy as this. No, root dot state manager dot selected games equals this dot games control dot selected games dot to array. However, I think we need to cast it to an iGame to be safe. Yeah, there we go. In theory, that'll do it. That should be everything we need in order to get the selected games at any time through that or through that method. And that method is again going to be wrong project here. Plugins. There it is. It's just going to be plugin helper dot state manager dot get all selected games, and it'll return an array of all the selected games. So I mean, I probably should test that, but honestly, I'm pretty confident in that. That should work just fine. Make it look easy. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot on the stream, have I? It's funny. All right, guys. So what else we got? Got about an hour. Go back to my Messages here. We got eCanola and his video looper control, which I haven't gotten too deeply into, although it's very cool. It's used in it helps with like random videos and stuff like that. Yeah, you're good at coming up with stuff, Neil. Tony's going to town with random crap, and I have no idea what he's talking about, which is fine. Oh, there goes Neil sending me his suggestions. There we go. Oh, he's working on a PDF manual viewer? Wow. There we go. That's the first thing that's actually on the poll that people have started working on. That's exciting. Theme list, active theme, set active theme, active view, set the active view, active image type, and set the active image type. Sure. Makes sense. Can plugins check for updates on the forum? Not currently. Not automatic. No, there's no automatic update stuff. And that would be part of the plugin manager system if we did that. That's a good idea, though. I'm surprised that hasn't come up yet. Digital comics. Yeah. That would be really neat. That's a major effort though. Huge effort. So that probably won't be a focus soon. So Neil, what can we do quickly here? All right, so somebody's fighting on about religion. Ninja to be seen. He's on another planet. I'll tackle that after the stream. Heaven knows we don't need more drama in this stream. So Neil sent me something, I thought. Neilk. But I'm not seeing it here. Maybe it wasn't it must not have been a message. So he's all set. Dave. Dave is somebody I haven't given enough attention to. Hey, Larry. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it out, too. Hopefully it should be out before the end of the week. That's my hope. Just this chat line. Okay, I'm not sure why I got notified on the forums about something. Oh, you replied to the topic I was in, yeah. So, one thing that came up for Dave is configuration. This is something that would be good to talk about. The fact that plugins don't have any kind of built-in configuration option or configuration system, so that if you need to save settings somewhere, that's all a manual process. We don't have anything to make that easy. And my initial thought on that is we don't want to use the existing configuration XML stuff that we use for everything else in LaunchBox, just because it seems like that's just unnecessary and there's easier ways to do it. But yeah, well, so there's two separate things. One is how do you store the configuration in the back end, and then how do you do the interface for it? Do I force everybody to build their own config interface? You know, all that stuff. And when it comes to big box, there's no way to really do that at all. So we would need something interface-wise in order to integrate that stuff into the options menus and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I think right now you have to write your own because that's the only option, you know. But Dave has been looking for a configuration solution, and he went with the standard .NET stuff, but the standard .NET stuff sucks. It doesn't work very well, especially when you're talking about a portable scenario. There's no way to save settings portably using the built-in .NET stuff, which is so stupid. It's just incredibly dumb. Yeah, Neil, and I'm not sure about like, because the thing is, there's got to be 1,000 open source configuration projects out there already. So it seems like the best thing to do would be to use something that's already there. You know, there's got to be, it's got to be. I mean, yeah. So yeah, writing to the plugin.config file, that's one option, sure. Although that's not really the way it's meant to be used. So I mean, that's not what the .NET developers want you to do. Ah, maybe that is what they want you to do. I've never done that before, Phil. Configuration manager.openexe configuration? Huh. I didn't know you could do that, honestly. Yeah, there's hundreds of libraries. That's the thing. So like question is what we should use, but honestly, Phil might have a good solution there for you if you're still on the stream. That's good to know. That's probably going to be the smartest way to do it if that works. I didn't know you could do that. I don't know, guys. Should I ban Tony for just spewing a bunch of random crap? I don't get it. I'd have to get on YouTube to do it, though. If you wanted to do it hyper generical interface, you'd use a property panel with a tree on the left, but that's not super usable. No, yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I know exactly what you mean. Ban him! I don't have any good reason to ban you, Tony. I'm just like completely. I have no idea what the heck you're doing, man. You'd ban it, but you're mean like that. No, you're not, Monkus. Ban Hammer. I don't think there's any stock tools to edit .NET formatted application config files and runtime just read. Well, but what is this? Who's calling me? What is this configuration manager.openexe configuration thing? No one knows what he's doing. Seriously. Anyways. All right, Neil. So, yeah, app.config formatted files, which is what ultimately that's what we're looking to change. Let's go back up to your list of requests here, Neil, and see what we can maybe get in. a way to get the theme list, the active theme, set the active theme, the active view, set the active view, the active image type, set the active image type. So some of that is probably already available, but most of it isn't. Obviously, we have iBigBox theme. No, what is it? What am I thinking of here? Well, yeah, in here you of course got your filter type, your filter value, your platform, your category, your playlist, your game. Let me copy this out of here so I can keep up on the comments and not lose this. Unfortunately, though, Scott, the problem with using the config stuff like that is it saves it to your user folder in some random stupid folder that doesn't make any sense. So it's not portable when you do things using the proper .NET configuration stuff. But yeah, in theory, you can just update the file directly and then refresh it. Ah. Cool, Phil. That's helpful. When you say view, you mean like horizontal wheel 1, horizontal wheel 2. Okay. So where do we put this stuff? So right now, system events, system menu item. I mean, I can, in the state manager, I guess, get the active theme, set the active theme, the active view. I guess it makes sense that most of these would be in the state manager, but setting stuff, I'm not sure if setting stuff should be in the state manager. That just probably won't work. Setting stuff is tricky because ultimately it's only you can only set stuff if you're in a spot that it applies for. So get all installed themes as well if adding to the theme functionality, please, unless it's as simple as reading directory names in the theme folder. It actually is as simple as reading directory names in the theme folder. That's all we do right now to parse that themes list. And then if something is incorrect in one of those folders, it just will revert to the default stuff. So that is all we do, is parse those folders out to figure out what themes are installed. But, you know, yeah, the dumb app data stuff. I hate that crap. I really do. Which is why I built a portable application that everybody tries to stick in program files and has issues with. Serialize it next to the exe or DLL. Sure, that works. Always Stifilus. That's okay. That's what I'm asking for, like, requests right now. Plugin requests. The theme list, the active theme. I'm just trying to figure out what's most important here. Where do we start, Neilk? The main issue is the games database and the quality of the artwork being uploaded. Main issue? I wouldn't say that's the main issue. Also, I don't know how to solve that, Stifilus. Plugins being able to set the theme if they want to in certain cases. Sure. Changing I think we might want to wait on that until after we implement like different themes per platform and stuff like that. Because right now it's setting the theme is a fairly intensive operation, and so we're probably going to want to do a little bit of optimization before we do that. So that's probably not a good idea to implement in this before the release, honestly. I mean, getting the theme is easy enough. Getting the list of themes is easy enough. But setting it at any time is where I'm kind of worried about that. Did someone say theme? Oh, dude, Camel, that's awesome, though. Max DPI the database would allow. As far as I'm concerned, you can upload as big as you possibly want. I like the big ones. That's also probably why I've had to upgrade my bandwidth like 10 times, but I hate like sacrificing quality. Yeah, that's the thing, Neil. Get out my guitar and give us a tune. Ha! Maybe I could do some worship, guys. I do use FLAC. Yep. Dancing Line. I don't know Dancing Line. Artwork quality is really important. I'm with you guys on that one. So I don't know. Neil, so okay, so theme stuff. Is it helpful for me to like give you details on what the active theme is and get you the theme list without being able to set it? Is that helpful, or should we wait on that? And then active view, and then setting the active view is kind of a similar thing. It's kind of related. Image type, they're all kind of related. Uncompressed TIFF images, because those are only going to be like 300 megs a piece. Simple big box startup video selector that would read a folder of started videos and copy and rename the selected video. Yes, that is a great idea, Scott. You could, eventually we're going to do that ourselves, something like that. But at the same time, you really could like provide that soon or sooner if you wanted to do something quick, you know. Someone else who requested knowing the active theme and theme list before. Yeah, scanning manuals is a big pain in the butt, man. I've tried that before. Holy crap. Sure. Okay, so we'll wait on that stuff. I think I am gonna like end the stream here, guys, pretty soon, just so I can get this stuff wrapped up and get the beta pushed out, do some server stuff, and get prepped for this release. I need to get the translations in here. I'll probably end up checking, the server for bugs, make sure we don't have any bugs, and we'll go from there. Sorry we didn't get a ton done today, but it's just that, we're in that kind of limbo state where I just want to wrap everything up and not do anything too major before the release. So thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Again, next week, you get everybody saying no, no, no. You guys make me feel good, but yep, I'll see you guys later. Next week, again, I won't be streaming at normal times. I'm gonna stream later in the week, so I promise I'll give you at least one stream, either Thursday or Friday. We'll do the normal development stream and get back into development after this release. But Monday and Wednesday, I'm gonna be gone, so probably won't be streaming then. But thank you guys so much. And I will talk to everybody soon.